Hi everyone, it's Coach's Corner time, and this week we're going to talk Ponca City High School golf as the Pohai golf teams continue winding down their regular season. They prepare for regionals and of course the state championship competition. Hopefully Ponca City will send a team there for the fourth year in a row. John Spore is our girls golf coach, and you guys are on a good run right now. We've had our girls team there 3 years in a row, and I know you don't want to break that streak, do you?
No, absolutely not. I thought coming in, we had three girls have shot in the 70s, either last year or this summer, and the 4 and 5 girls expected big things from them. But we haven't played, and I don't know whether you can blame it on the weather, what you can blame it on. You know, everybody else got the same weather as we do, but it seems to be a little worse up here in northern Oklahoma. For example, we got regionals tomorrow. Tulsa, and they're talking 48 to 49 degrees and windy and a little bit of rain, and it's been like that every tournament. So we've really been limited in our ability this year to get out and do a lot of good practice time, and I guess that shows, because we will really have to play well tomorrow to get in.
If your team had a normal spring, you feel pretty good about this team, but you were telling me that because of the lack of playing time, that you're just not sure that your 5 girls that will make up your varsity starters, maybe they aren't where they need to be at this time.
Well, no, I don't think they are quite where they need to be, and we've had I think 3 we've canceled our tournament. One of the tournament we were going to go to was at Bartlesville. It was canceled. One right after spring break I chose not to go to, and I'm glad I didn't. It was about 35 degrees and blowing and raining. It has been an absolutely worst spring, and we can tell that by every night, every 3 or 4 nights, every time our front comes in, we set a new record low. So it's not very conducive for good golf weather. We haven't had a day. Phil, girls get shorts every year.
Have they worn shorts?
No, we haven't worn shorts.
There you go.
That tells you right there. We haven't worn shorts. It's been windsuits and stocking caps and gloves and this, that, and the other. It's been a terrible spring. But either way you look at it, we got to play regionals tomorrow to Wasso, and we're paired with the Wasso and Bishop Kelly, which are 2 teams that are nip and tuck with us to get in the state tournaments. We'll see how the cards fly tomorrow.
Now, 2 days, 18 holes each day?
No, regional's just one day.
Okay.
18 holes on tomorrow, 18-hole regional, and that'll decide who goes to state. Six teams from each side of the state. There's 32 6A schools, so we've got 16 on each side if they all have teams. Not quite all have teams, but in theory, 16 teams on each side, and we take top 6 teams and go to Edmond next week to River Oaks for the state tournament, which is a 2-day tournament.
Boy, it's hard to believe it's been a year ago since all that funny stuff happened and your team got into the state tournament. But as I mentioned, 3 years in a row, and really, for better or for worse, whatever they've done to this point really doesn't matter. Golf is one of those sports where all that matters is tomorrow on the regionals, and then if you're good enough to qualify, that state tournament event. So as tough as it has been, if you can just put together one good day, everybody can put together a solid round, you can achieve your goal this year.
Well, exactly. You know, wrestling's like, or golf's like wrestling, and a couple other sports is, you know, you can be state championship caliber athlete, and if you have a bad regional, you're going to stay home. Now, in other sports, you know, you might have a couple of matches in wrestling. You know, you lose one, but you maybe can come back in the consolations. It doesn't work that way in golf. If you had a bad day, then you're going to stay home.
Here's the thing that, I mean, you've got a group of girls, and on Tuesday at your regional competition, they're going to be playing in probably 30-degree wind chill index.
Right.
With if you've ever played golf, it's a lot easier to play when you got short sleeves and shorts on than it is when you've. So basically, for a lot of these girls, especially for a couple of your seniors, they've worked a long time and a lot of preparation, they're going to go out there, and again, everybody plays the same, but it just seems like there's something unfair about having to play against not only the opponents, but the weather obstacles and some of the things that these kids are going to have to face in Owasso.
Right. Golf, we watch golf on television, or you and I go out and play golf, and we like to wear shorts and our short sleeve shirt, and it's 85 or 90 and beautiful weather. We haven't had a single tournament where we haven't, probably the 3 or 4 most miserable times I've ever had an athletic event has been this spring and taking these girls to a golf tournament. It's absolutely, and we fight with the OSSAA every year trying to get golf moved to the fall. Golf courses, golf pros, everybody in the golf profession thinks it needs to be moved to the fall where you got better weather, and but we haven't got that accomplished yet. But it's just not a whole lot of fun to go to a competition where you're having to fight the wind and the rain and the cold temperatures. You know, you could take a little wind and rain if it was 80, but not when it's 40.
Well, when you watch those golf tournaments on TV, there aren't many of them in Oklahoma. They're in Florida and California.
Exactly.
That's the reason it looks so nice. Who are the 5 girls you're going to take for your varsity?
Well, we've got 2 seniors, Kaylee Anderson and Kelsey Cottom. They've both been on the region team and the state team for this be their 4th year. Madison Presco, a sophomore, and Kaylee Gillespie, a sophomore, and then Anna Subramanian's going to go as a freshman. That's the 5 that we've taken the last 2 or 3 tournaments, and we played, even though some of the individuals haven't played as good as they should have, we have been right in the mix to get in the state tournament. So we don't have to we play our best, we're in easy. If we play our best, we're in easy. If we all snub our toes a little bit, then we're going to hold our breath till everybody's in and see what happens.
You know, a couple of questions ago, you said we could be on that fine line of, 6 teams get in, and probably 4, 5, 6, maybe through 10 are all pretty equal. So there's going to be 2 or 3 teams that get in, and about 4 or 5 that are probably just as good, but they're not going to get in.
Well, you've got on our side of the state, you got Union, which hasn't been beaten all year, and they're prohibitive favorite to win the state tournament they did last year. Broken Arrow about 10 or 15 strokes behind them, and Jenks about 10 or 15 strokes behind them. Nobody will touch those 3 in the regional. Then you've got us and Owasso, Bishop Kelly, Bixby, Stillwater, Muskogee. You've got other teams ready to, all battling for 4, 5, and 6. And it doesn't make any difference whether you're 4th or 6th, as long as you get to go,
right,
load the bus up and go to the state tournament next week.
And you throw out your low score, you take
Yep.
your top 4 scores. So, that's going to be some pressure. How will, and you've done this many times, but you know the weather, you know the course, you know how your day is going to be laid out tomorrow. Will you make any changes to that, or will you stay more indoors, or will you be out there on a certain hole? How will you work your day?
We've already played the Owasso course this year. We played it 2 weeks ago, so we're familiar with the course. So there's nothing new there, and it's a pretty straightforward course. Not a whole lot of tricks in it where you have to do this or do that. It's what you see is what you're going to hit. It's got some water hazards on it that you need to stay out of, and outside of that, it's a pretty straightforward course. The greens are pretty mundane, not a whole lot of slopes and breaks and this, that. It's not like Augusta National they're going to play on. So it's whoever can hit it straight and will go be the qualify.
You'd rather see them hit it straight and short than long and
in the water, yeah.
In the woods, yeah. So
exactly.
Though you got 2 seniors, a couple of sophomores, a freshman. You've had a pretty nice balance, haven't you, the last 5 or 6 years of upperclassmen and then some freshmen coming in, and a couple of years later you look at them and they're still in the program. you know, these really good teams, you can't have all seniors one year. You've got to have it kind of spread out.
Well, exactly. That's how it's been for the 13 or 14 years I've been involved. You might have a couple of pretty good seniors, but every year we have a new crop, and not a large group, but one or two girls in the freshman class every year that come in that are pretty capable golfers, challenged to be on the top 5. Last year we had 2. Kaylee Gillespie and Madison Presco as freshmen last year played. This year we got 1. You know, down the road, I'm seeing when we have down the junior high ranks, I think you got 1 or 2 every year, and it's been that way for years. You going to have to take some freshmen, and you know that's going to be your mix. You're going to have a contingent of a couple of seniors and a junior, a sophomore, and a freshman. That's sort of how it works out.
Boy, when they play a varsity schedule, a couple of matches, it really helps them next year, doesn't it?
Exactly. It gets them ready for the competition, and there's a lot of difference. Junior high plays 9 holes. We play 18. Right there's a huge difference. Junior high, for the most part, a lot of their tournaments, at least ours, are in the afternoon where the weather's pretty good.
Right.
We get up, we'll leave in the morning at 5:15, and some mornings at 5, but it's 5:15. Get to Owasso, run by some fast food place and have some breakfast to get us through the day, and then you're out on the course from starting to warm up at 8 o'clock. We tee off at 9, so you'll be out there till 2 o'clock at least on the golf course, and then wait around for another hour to see till everybody gets in to sort of see how things fall.
And warm up might be a little different tomorrow than it normally is.
Well, I've had them where you got to sort of drag them out of the car to get them out there to warm up. It's so cold.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, good luck, regionals. Johnny Spore, our girls golf coach, they're going for their 4th straight trip to the state tournament. We wish them good luck tomorrow at their regional competition. John Spore, our golf coach, on this edition of Coach's Corner.